Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from a studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Well, today's theme is rice snacks.
Yes, now, rice snacks are obviously snacks that are made from rice. And to see what's popular, we have a ranking of the top-selling rice snacks according to Muji, which is a major retailing company. Now, as you can see, the double dipped in soy sauce senbei comes first. We have the actual product right here. And then it's the black pepper and cheese arare. And then 100% rice snack, soft senbei, and then other arare also ranked in.
Well, understand in the ranking there are a few arare that are ranked in.
Yes, they're popular because they're small and bite-sized, and young women especially take them to work as a snack on the go during work.
They're so easy to eat, so I often overeat them.
Yes, that's the danger. But fortunately, arare are made with rice, so you could say they're lower in fat and calories compared to cookies and other Western snacks.
If that's true, that's good to hear. Yes. Well, and today we feature a venture company developing new and creative rice snacks targeted to the younger generation. Take a look.
The rich camembert cheese flavor goes perfectly with red wine. The mildly spicy curry flavor captures the rich tastes of seafood. These are traditional Japanese rice crackers with a twist, produced by a company led by a young entrepreneur, Takako Endo. The brand was named Tsuitsui, a word that describes the feeling of being compelled to do something. It implies Endo's hope for people to reach out for the snacks without thinking twice.
東京限定のお土産品として、東京でしか買えない商品として打ち出していきたいので。
Although Tsuitsui has only one permanent store in Tokyo, it has already managed to gain many young female customers. Sales have doubled or tripled each year since its launch in 2010. As a result, this small company of only 2 full-time employees became profitable in just 4 years.
インターネットの販売だけでスタートしたので、その時にツイッターとフェイスブックのフォロワーさんが買ってくれて、で初日の売り上げが1日で10万円でした。
This rice snack company's most powerful tool is the internet. It fully utilizes social media.
遠藤さん早く梅作ってくれないかなっていうのから始まるんですよ。で、うちのツイッター担当が梅美味しそうですね。社長に提案してます。面識はないんですけど、いつも買ってくれたりとか、ツイッターの私の初期の3年4年前からのフォロワーさんなんですよ。
Online comments are extremely helpful for developing new products. The comments are shared at product planning meetings.
なんか全然匂わない。
並べるとすごい綺麗ですね。さつまいも。
悪くはないけど。
駄菓子ってことなんですかね。
優しい味だね。でも、ついつい食べちゃうではないね。
Brainstorming sessions take place to exchange ideas about packaging design and new flavors.
店頭でこういうのもあるんですってどんなのできるんですかって言われた時にあこんなのできるんだみたいなそうですそうです
あ確かにいいかも
Originality and creativity have driven this company's sales forward. It is very selective when choosing ingredients, so the snack's price is relatively high. However, the higher pricing places the company in an advantage because the snacks can also be sold as gifts. This is a catalog of gifts for special occasions. There are over 1,500 items, including Tsui Tsui's rice crackers. The price for rice crackers is generally in the $10 range, but this company's assortment in wooden gift boxes can cost up to $50. It is differentiating itself from other brands by responding to the needs of customers who want to give a more luxurious gift. The rice cakes, which are the main ingredient of the rice crackers, move along the conveyor belt. Tsui Tsui's rice crackers are made at this long-established factory by experienced artisans who have been making traditional rice crackers for years. To them, the product proposals from Tsui Tsui were out of the ordinary.
今までない商品が何点か注文いただいてますので、その辺でちょっと戸惑うことは結構当初ありましたけどね、最近は慣れましたけど、はい。
A continuing process of trial and error was executed until they got what Endo wanted. Endo's proposals are always bold.
新しい商品の提案なんですけど、梅のパウダーと青唐辛子パウダーを短冊の生地にまぶすっていうのが新しいものです。どうですか？
ベースとなるのは醤油か。
醤油か、塩の方がいいです。塩の方がいいです。
She shows her illustrations and discusses her ideas directly with the person in charge.
醤油に引けば醤油のね、味とかが梅、唐辛子を少しかき消すような形になるかもしれない。
She carefully assesses the advice given by the experienced professionals. The process for developing a new product can take up to a whole year.
なんかびっくりする素材があったりするんですか、たまに。
毎日びっくりの。
毎日びっくり。
びっくりばっかりじゃない。
The rice crackers do not contain any artificial coloring or preservatives. The safety of food is very important to the brand. It sources high-quality rice called wataboshi, meaning cotton hat.
どういうお米なんですか？
ワタボウシの特徴としては粘り気が強くて甘みがたっぷり。おかき界の最高品種。
The company has teamed up with the contract farm.
今年異常気象だったんですけど、どうですか、生育？
よくなんか今年日本はすごい暑いって言われてるんですけど、新潟ではそれほどまだ気温も高くならず、かといって逆に雨がすごく多かったんですけど、綿帽子にはそれがよく作用したみたいで、生育がすごい今年いいです。
Endo helped plant the rice in the spring. She's relieved to see that it's growing so well. To raise wataboshi rice, the farmer uses only half the amount of chemical and agricultural fertilizers usually used to grow rice. By doing so, it takes more time and work, but he says that it is worthwhile.
結構生産者っていうのはやっぱり誰が食べてくれるとかどういうふうに使われるっていうのがほとんど分かってない人がほとんどだったので、こういうふうにちゃんと関わりを持って販売まで持っていけるっていうのは本当にいいことだと思います。
The company is also planning a new collaboration, selling small portions of extremely high-grade rice. The aim is to open a new market in urban areas for residents who buy produce in smaller amounts. Business for this rice snack company is moving forward quickly because it works with a strong team of reliable partners. Endo has a vision to spread her company's rice crackers overseas. the company is taking firm steps towards that goal. This small rice snack company has its eyes set on the world.
購買力の部分で言えば、例えば日本と同じか日本以上に持っている方たちがいるので、
これは自家需要なのか、それともギフト需要なのか、それもどちらが多いですかね。
ギフトの売り場っていうものをちゃんと開拓していく必要があるかなと思ってますし、まさにそういったところを、マレーシアでついついさんと一緒にやっていくってことができることが面白いかなとは思ってますんで、日本のショップも入ってますね。
In October 2013, the company took its products to Malaysia and participated in a food event held in Kuala Lumpur.
木箱だったり、あと竹かごに包んだものがあるので、それが日本らしくて日本の文化とともに知ってもらうっていう機会になるので、それがいいかなと思ってます。
Endo is full of confidence. Thanks to the internet, Tsui Tsui has grasped many fans abroad.
カマンベール、シーフードが今の季節だとすごく。柿の種のチョコレートはもう間違いないですね。
The overseas expansion advisor is also enthusiastic.
僕も最初デザインがすごく綺麗だなと思ってお声掛けさせていただいてたんですけども、はい、強力なポテンシャルだと思います。
Tsui Tsui has been preparing for overseas expansion since the start, so the package design is intentionally very Japanese. It's working with a Finnish industrial designer who is living in Japan and has knowledge of the culture.
フィンランド人がデザインしたワッフルなので、それでもっと国際的なワッフルになってるかどうか分かりませんけど、多分バランス的に日本でも売れる、海外でも売れるワッフルにはなってると思います。
New package designs are planned specifically for products to be sold overseas.
桜田市日本っぽいからクアラルンプールに持ってっても良さそう。間に合えば持ってきたい。
海外でもなんていうかデザイン的にスタイル的に通じる。
The designer also played a big role when deciding on the brand color.
前のパッケージに緑がついてた。で、時々クライアントにお客さんにこれはお茶ですかって聞いて、あられイコールこの色ってそういう色があんまりないので、この色はやっぱりせんべいですねってあんまりないので、逆に新しいのを考えたらいいんじゃないかなと思って、でそこで紫を提案したと思います。
日本の伝統色で、高貴な色っていうアドバイスもあって、今はすごく気に入っている。
時々
The Finnish designer was introduced to Endo by her husband, who is French.
カマンベールの味がとても風味が良くて、レッドワインとかにね、合ってると思います。
いちごを入れたらいいとか、あとはハーブを入れたらいいっていうのがありましたね。で、実際にその後ストロベリーのチョコレートおかけと、あとはモッツァレラハーブっていう商品を出すことになりました。その時はもう全面否定で、大体日本人がそんないちごの入ったおせんべいとか食べないよっていうので全面的に否定して、もうじゃあ意見聞かないって言って終わっちゃったんですけど、典型的な日本人の反応だねって言われて、ディスカッションできないんだって、そこでまた喧嘩になって、グローバル感がなかったなと思います。
そうです、確かに。
The strawberry flavor, which caused arguments, however, turned out to be a big hit among foreign customers. Endo's challenge to make Japanese rice crackers better known around the world has only just begun.
There are so many variety of flavors of arare, such as chocolate, curry, and cheese. I'd like to taste them and compare.
I would like to do that too. And that's why perhaps the snacks have become popular in Japan, and they're actually also quite popular as a souvenir to bring overseas.
Well, now, how are Japanese rice snacks faring in overseas market?
Well, we have a chart over here. The world's rice snack market size is about $4 billion and exports peaked in 2008 over here, and for Japanese rice snacks, that is. And since then, the numbers have shown some ups and downs, but have relatively stayed flat. So the government's agricultural sector is actually suggesting the development of new rice snacks. And for example, they say they should develop snacks with new flavors like pizza to meet the demands of the country that the snacks are being exported to. And also they should develop more products that have a Japanese feel to them, which could be suitable for gifts.
Right. Recently, Japanese cuisine has joined UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. So now that Japanese sake, also made from rice, is gathering so much attention, rice snack may also become just as popular. Well, that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. After the break, we have some popular documentary programs, so stay tuned.
The view is almost like peering down on the star-filled night sky at your feet. It's the city at night, seen from a height of 450 meters. Make unforgettable memories. City lights stretching for as far as the eye can see. Find it at Tokyo Skytree.
For Earth, for Life, Kubota. One day has finished, and one new day has started on somewhere in the world. Kubota supports every moment somewhere out in the world. By the mechanization of agriculture, by the maintenance of water infrastructure, by the latest environmental engineering. We support a prosperous life for humans while protecting the environment of this beautiful Earth. Food, water, and the environment link the world. Kubota.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Because we believe cities are about people. Mori Building.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we introduce to some of our popular documentary programs. From Japanese Dream by TBS, today we feature the technology that simulates accident with no witnesses.
It's a technology called digital human modeling, where the scene of an accident can be reconstructed and simulated using scientific engineering and data such as the environment of the accident, the victim's wounds, and how the victim was found. Now, Yusuke Miyazaki, who's an associate professor at Tokyo Institute of Technology, investigates the cause of the accident using this technology and has continued to develop preventative measures. Now, he analyzes many accidents, but Miyazaki focuses on a particular body part, the head.
Right. Well, it seems that with virtual simulation only, it has been difficult to understand how the brain moves inside of the skull when it receives blow from outside by accident, such as falling. But we follow Miyazaki's effort to tackle this challenge of figuring how the brain moves during an accident. Let's take a look.
Children tumble and fall easily and end up injuring themselves. Accidents occur in places that seem safe to adults. Small children are unable to explain what happened, and as a result, accidents are blamed on their parents' lack of care. What are the actual causes of such accidents? Yusuke Miyazaki set out to solve this mystery. Without any eyewitnesses to help, he recreates the accident on a computer to find out what happened. He is a modern-day Sherlock Holmes.
必ず原因究明をしていくことが子どもの環境を守っていくで、さらにもっと良い環境にしていくという意味で必要だと思います。
This young engineer's dream is to save the lives of as many children as he possibly can.
I have a dream.
Kitakyushu City, Fukuoka Prefecture. In 2005, a 5-year-old girl fell from this playground equipment and injured her kidney. There were no eyewitnesses, and the cause of the accident was unknown. As a member of Japan's National Investigation Team, Miyazaki probed this mystery. Using cutting-edge engineering science, he has identified the causes of accidents involving children. He specializes in digital human modeling, a technology used in developing airbags. Miyazaki reconstructed the scene of the accident on his computer. The child was found at the very bottom of the steps. Damage to her kidney was probably due to a severe blow to her back.
怪我が発生した状況からある意味そのビデオを巻き戻すようなイメージで何が起きたのかという状況を再現してあげる。
He tested over 1,000 possible patterns. The child fell from the third step, hit her back on the stair edge, and fell down. This is what happened. The cause of the fall was the inner part of the spiral staircase.
内側ほど傾斜がきついので、ひとたび転んでしまうと、下まで落ちてしまう。だんだんこう足を引っ掛けながら頭が加速していくと、回りながら加速していくと、そういうところが分かりました。
With spiral staircases, the angle of inclination is greater at the center. For this reason, Miyazaki concluded that danger resides especially in the inner parts of the spiral staircases. To prevent future accidents, a handrail and a fence were added. Kitakyushu City fixed all 34 of the same equipment within the city. In the 6 years since, there have been no reports of an accident. Miyazaki thus solved the mystery of the unwitnessed accident.
まだ世の中誰も知らないからやるのが研究なので、それにこうチャレンジするっていうのは面白いなってそういうふうに思ったんですよね。
Miyazaki has always pursued uncharted territories for research. One of his accomplishments can be seen at Hibari Kindergarten in Chiba City. The floors. They seem ordinary, but actually they are designed to be especially safe, where children do not suffer serious injuries when falling over.
基本的にその頭部というのは一番重症度が高いわけですから、そういった意味では優先するのは頭部ということにはなるとは思います。
Falling accidents are common with children. Severe damage can be caused from not only hard concrete surfaces, but also from soft floors. Why is that? To investigate what occurs within the skull and to prevent accidents, Miyazaki performs an experiment.
これは6歳と3歳のダミー人形です。
These are crash test dummies, often used in car safety research. They can be used to measure the impact on the body. However, cerebral damage cannot be measured. So he decided to create a true-to-life head for the dummy. He first makes a 3D image of a skull from CT scans. But the enclosed brain is extremely complex and it floats in a fluid. How can he recreate this? Miyazaki set his eye on a 3D printer. Using MRI data, he created a mold of a child's brain. He fills the mold with a gel that has the same consistency as the brain. This is how he recreates the ultimate dummy with a skull and brain that are true to life.
そこまでやる必要があるかっていう方結構いらっしゃったんですけどそこを全部再現しないと実際に脳が中でどう変形するかとかどう動くかっていうのはわからないだろうというところがあったので、これは徹底して再現してやろうと、そういう気持ちで作ってましたね。はい。
How does the brain move when somebody falls? To measure the impact, an accelerometer is placed on the head. He places markings on both the skull and the brain. By measuring the difference in markings, the movement of the brain can be seen. When the dummy fell, the brain violently moved within the skull.
「脳は浮いているので頭蓋骨に対して動いてしまうと、こういう逆の動きが出てきてしまうので、そうなるとそれはそれで怪我を起こしてしまう原因になると。
When a person falls, the skull and brain move in opposite directions. In a worst-case scenario, the veins connecting the brain to the protective membrane snap, leading to serious damage. The same phenomenon may occur even when falling on soft Japanese tatami mats. The ideal floor absorbs impact and prevents the head from bouncing. Miyazaki tested many different materials. Applying his research, this impact-absorbing floor was developed. With this floor, the risk of a child suffering serious damage from a fall are low.
すごく立ち直りが早いというか、今までちょっと大丈夫とかっていうのがすごく多かったんですけど、子どもたち不安も減ったというか、それがすごく違うかなと思います。はい。
In the early 1970s, a string of strange injuries occurred overseas. Infants who had suffered brain damage without any external injuries were brought into the hospital. The parents all claimed they had only shaken their children. However, a thesis was published in the United States stating that shaking alone cannot cause brain damage. So what caused the damage? This was the mystery of the shaken baby syndrome. For 40 years, it was a major controversy in which the world, including Japan, sought the truth.
揺さぶりだけでは起こらずに、揺さぶった後に最後にどこかにぶつかって損傷が起こるんだろうというのが、一般定説になっていました。
Miyazaki, the man who elucidated why brain damage occurs from falls, decided to unfold the shaken baby mystery as well.
それは誰もやってなかったからですね。あとそれをやることに大きな意味があったからですね。
Miyazaki believes that these dummies will be able to speak for infants who cannot yet describe their pain. After experimenting for a year, a surprising fact arose. With violent shaking, the brain moves at various speeds. Then, the veins around the brain snap, leading to subdural hemorrhage. In addition, nerves relating to breathing can snap, putting the child's life in danger. Surprisingly, the risk from violent shaking was much higher than that of a fall. On the other hand, it was proven that the mild shaking that takes place in everyday life does not cause these veins to snap. The mystery that remained unsolved for 40 years was explicated for the first time by Miyazaki.
それまで自分の中であった、知識ですよね。知識からすると、真逆の結果だったということにはなります。
こんなにずれるんだっていうことを具体的に目の当たりに見せられたのは初めてなのでびっくりしたし、これは新しい方法だというふうに思いました。
In March 2013, the health sector created DVDs based on Miyazaki's research. Municipalities use these DVDs to explain the dangers of shaking in classes held for soon-to-be parents. Miyazaki hopes that these babies will not be harmed by inadvertent accidents.
カッとなってやってしまいそうなことがどれだけその子の人生の道のりに障害を残してたりとかそういうのになるのかっていうのをすごく分かりやすかったので
知っといてよかったなっていうのは思いますね。
見といてよかったなと思いました。
It's my first baby, so a little bit scary, but with pictures it's easier to understand the point, so I thought it was good.
揺さぶられ症候群がどういったものかっていうのが分からなかったので知らなかったのですごく勉強になりました。これから赤ちゃんを持つ 両親だけじゃなくて周りにいる人たちにも見てもらいたいビデオだなというふうに思いました。
むしろありがとうございますと言いたいようなところですね。やっぱりその人のためになるっていうところですね。僕の一番の研究のモチベーションは、人のためになる研究をしたい、わからないことを見つけたり、そしてそれが世の中の人に少しでも貢献できるというところ、それはすごくやりがいがある仕事だと思います。
So common play equipment that we see in playgrounds can hold all sorts of danger for children.
Yes, that's true. But recently many safety measures have been put in place for playground equipment, and we have a few examples. This one over here is a slide, and it's an equipment where a child needs to climb high up, and there are mats on the ground here to absorb impact just in case a child falls.
So the risk of serious injury must be lower compared to falling on hard concrete or ground.
Exactly, yes. And is a mountain made of ropes, and it comes with a safety net, so children don't fall straight to the ground even if they do slip and fall.
So it's like the escalator that come with nets and protrusions, so it prevents we drop things, it won't go straight into the ground.
Exactly.
I see. Well, for children to play around freely without getting into serious accident, I think those are great preventative measures. Well, after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from popular economics program, Gachiri Monday. Don't go away.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do this? We make things like this possible through the power of chemistry. We're the Kaiteki Company, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
SG Holdings began as a delivery company in Kyoto in 1957. We have grown to provide a wide variety of key business services, including logistical support, all across Japan. Reliability and achievement have defined and distinguished us on the Japanese business scene. With heartfelt bonds that connect us to each and every one of our customers. The passage of time has seen our sphere of operations expand from Japan into Asia and across the globe. We will continue to strive to link up people while supporting businesses worldwide. We will also create new value that contributes to a brighter and more expansive future. We make it our mission to connect people and companies around the world. SG Holdings.
Because we believe cities are about people. Mori Building.
Sou uma pessoa comum. Eu gosto de apreciar todos os momentos do meu dia. Quanto isso pode me motivar? Como eu posso me manter focada? Tudo ao meu redor, incluindo os momentos do meu dia a dia, é o que eu preciso para me concentrar para a minha luta de 90 minutos. Quero dar esperança às pessoas. A better life, a better world.
Panasonic.
Mitsui & Company.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll be showing you the popular economics program, Gachiri Monday by TBS. Today's theme is craftsmen who support manufacturing in Japan.
Yes, now there are towns and cities known for craftsmanship and manufacturing all over Japan, and one such city is Hamamatsu, where the headquarters of major manufacturers of motorcycles and musical instruments are located. And it's also an area where many craftsmen who work as subcontractors reside.
Right. So what skills and surprising techniques do the veteran craftsmen have? Let's take a look.
We're at Hamamatsu City to visit some extremely skilled craftsmen. Our first stop is Showa Gaki.
こちらで何作ってらっしゃるんですか？こっちですか？こっちはハーモニカです。ハーモニカ？小学校の時に。そう、そのハーモニカをここで作ってるんです。
There used to be about 12 harmonica makers in Hamamatsu City alone, but now there are only 4 across the country. As well as managing the company, Yoshinori Suyama is also a leading harmonica maker. Let's see how the instrument produces sound. A key component is a set of reeds inside. They produce sound by vibrating slightly. Adjusting them is key when making harmonicas.
どの音ですね、これ。だけどこれ全く正確などの音ではないと思います。違うんですか？ええ、ちょっと高いド。
Suyama insists that the sound is a little high. The sound is checked with a tuner. From the standard of 0, the needle leans slightly towards the number 20. This indicates that the sound is a bit high. But the 20 means it's only a very subtle difference, as there is a difference of 200 between C and D. When the reeds arrive from the factory, the pitch is very slightly off. This is what Suyama does to rectify it.
ここを削ります。ここを削ります。
If the sound is too high, he scrapes the base of the reed to reduce the vibrations. If the sound is too low, he scrapes the tip so the reed vibrates more.
こういう風に削るか、これをこういう風に削るかによって違います。それで変わってくるんですか？変わります。
Having developed excellent hearing and a sense of touch over many years, he changes the way he scrapes and tunes extremely carefully. Here is the sound before and after tuning. First, before tuning. And after tuning. After tuning, the needle points exactly at 0. Let's listen again. The difference is clear.
お子さんに一番初めに与えられる楽器が私はハーモニカだっていうふうに昔から思ってるんですよ。ですからその時に正しい音をどうしても掴んでいただきたい。
Our next stop is Sawane Spring, a company that makes springs. It started out as a parts manufacturer in Hamamatsu City. Today it makes around 5,000 different types of springs. The springs are being mass-produced with machinery here, but some are also made by hand.
1本とか数本のバネをですね早く作ろうとするには機械では時間がかかるので、職人さんがですね手でこう加工する。
Manufacturers such as these are often asked to make single items such as samples or trial pieces. So craftsmen who can handle such orders immediately are a must.
例えばじゃあ直径が8ミリ、
はい、
で長さが7センチ、
はい、
で4巻きで作ってください。
バネにはならない、形状的に
ならないですか？
ならないです。不可能ですね。
Just by hearing the measurements, Yoriyoshi Sawane can tell immediately whether it's possible to make a spring.
じゃあごめんなさい、12巻きにしてください。
はい。
Let's see if it's possible to make this spring. First, the wire is wound around this rod by hand. The process takes a mere 12 seconds. The spring is complete when any unnecessary parts are cut off. The completed spring has exactly 12 coils. The space between each is the same. The length is then measured.
おお、7センチぴったりじゃないですか。
そうですね。
And the diameter is exactly 8 millimeters. But to follow the measurements exactly when making springs, it's necessary to know about the nature of the materials.
スプリングバッグがありましてね、材料のこの弾力性っていうか、はい、それで戻る習性がありますもんですから。
For example, when making a 1 centimeter spring, if you wind the material around a 1 centimeter rod, the material loosens when released, making it bigger than the rod. This is known as the spring-back effect. So Sawane instantly calculates how much of the material will loosen, and from rods prepared in gradients of every 0.1 millimeter, chooses one that fits each order. These handmade springs, carefully made by the craftsmen, are what drive the company forward. Our next stop is Meiwa Corporation, which makes parts for motorbikes and boats. One craftsman here excels at making propellers for boats. Yoshiyasu Atsumi grinds and polishes the propellers exclusively. Each blade must weigh exactly the same. If not, they can cause the boat to vibrate or the engine to break down. Atsumi is responsible for making each blade weigh the same. Because the propeller is made in one piece, it's impossible to weigh each blade separately. But there is a way of getting around this. This is how he distinguishes each weight.
まず乗せましたら、一番重いところの右翼を探します。
By placing the propeller here and seeing how fast it turns, Atsumi can tell how much each blade weighs. With this blade as a basis, this one is 2 grams heavier, and this one 10 grams heavier, meaning they must be shaved by 2 and 10 grams respectively to reduce weight. Using a machine, the blade is shaved by hand. It's a delicate process because the amount that's shaved off will change greatly depending on the angle and strength. The finishing process that follows is done almost immediately. Before, the propeller was unstable as the blades didn't weigh the same. But now they do.
ペーパーの音とか削る場所とかいろいろ経験があってことの。
Here, 0.2 grams is shaved off. The process is done carefully so that each blade not only weighs the same, but has the same shape. Atsumi has been doing this for 4 years and learned the skill, hoping to improve even more.
粉塵も今ここにも常に置いてあるんですけど、こうやって自分の中で2グラム削ったらこれぐらいの粉塵が出るよとか、常に頭に叩き込んで。
He teaches himself to get a sense of different weights. That kind of effort has led him to become an exclusive craftsman in his field. His efforts to perfect his skill continue even further. Our next stop is Miki Gabo. Usually it makes these kinds of signboards. But it also does something else using a special technique.
もともとは映画看板屋だったんですよ。
Keisuke Kamimura is a leading expert in this field. Among his many works are billboards for TV dramas. However,
これなんか近くで見るとなんかあんまり。
そうだよ。近くで見るもんじゃないね、映画看板っていうのは。
Billboards for movies are deliberately painted in a rough way as to have the most important impact when looked at from afar. In the past, when there were fewer ways to advertise movies, the billboards were supposed to leave an impression on those looking at them and attract them into the cinema. To make a billboard, first some squares are drawn over a photo. Using those as a reference, a draft is then drawn on paper that contains the same number of squares.
影になると覚えておくと楽だよね。この辺がさ、影になるじゃんね。ここら辺ぼかさなあかんもんで。
The point is to work on the draft by shading in certain areas. Soon, the draft is complete. Next, color is added using special paints that don't run even if it rains.
映画看板ならではのポイントってあるんですか？
日本人のやつは捉えどころがなくてメリハリがないもんで描きにくいんですよ。映画看板だもんで俳優の顔がメインだもんでさ、顔をね強調するところがあるんだよね。
一番じゃあ描きやすいのっていうのは？
それはあれだね、外国人の女性の横顔だね。その陰影があるとねうまく見えるね。やっぱ陰影の付け方だね。
The billboards highlight the actors' faces as much as possible. Adding plenty of shade to the face of Japanese actors is said to produce an impact.
完成しました。
Up close, it's quite rough, but from far away, it has quite a presence. The process took about 4 hours. Kamimura shared his thoughts.
それは遠くから見ても近くから見ても両方うまいに越したことないけど映画の看板でやってるもんでね、ある程度離れて見て絵がボケないようにインパクト強くお客が入りたくなるように目鼻強調してさやるっていうのが映画看板ですね。
Otsuda-san, the craftsman who made the propeller, is in his mid-30s, well, which is very young compared to other craftsmen. And he has been at his job for only 4 years. So isn't it amazing that he can already tell the difference in slight difference in the weight?
Yes, I know. It's really impressive, wasn't it? And he said that for practice that he measures different amounts of powder with his hands so that his body will recognize the slight difference in weight. And I think incessant practicing must be the key to perfecting his skills. But, today we saw the craftsmen of Hamamatsu, but the city is well known for something else than craftsmen and manufacturing of motorcycles and musical instruments.
Well, when I think of Hamamatsu, I think of eel.
Yes, you're right. And it's the home of eel cultivation in Japan. And we often eat eel here in Japan, usually as kabayaki, which is a dish where eel is sliced, skewered and cooked in a sweet soy sauce. And eel restaurants of long standing actually often speak of the phrase 3 years to skewer, 8 years to slice and lifelong to grill. And it's a saying that describes how difficult it is to master the ways of cooking the eel.
Well, oftentimes the skill achieved over time by veteran chef is a secret ingredient for delicious food. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so make sure to tune in next week.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
Trading card games transcend generations as well as borders. Trading card games will unite the world. However, the possibilities do not simply end there. Trading card games combine the different forms of entertainment, and fun will link the world as one. Bushiroad.
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Because we believe cities are about people. Mori Building.
Together, let's generate happiness. Let's raise the world to new heights. Let's carry our dreams further. At the heart of society, Toshiba Technology. For a growing future, Toshiba. Together, let's create better healthcare. Let's develop a sustainable environment. Let's give children a promising tomorrow. At the heart of society, Toshiba Technology. For a growing future, Toshiba.